Hello, this is Grinstar. And a couple videos ago, when I was doing the Jingle Bells sytrance thing, I was looking at trying to replace this bass, and I got kind of stuck into thinking how it was designed. And running out of time, and that video was getting long, I kind of decided not to do it because I didn't have a whole lot of time or I didn't have a whole lot to think about timing wise, and it was getting long, so I decided to stop and continue on. And I think I made a good call. I want to come back to this because basically it also made me think about okay, so recently, like yesterday, I was listening to one of my more favorite podcasts called Comedian After Dark. They play a lot of dark stuff, EBM, techno, industrial, dark wave, synthwave, cold wave. There's like so many genres in that type of atmosphere where it's like kind of mid to higher tempo type stuff. Electro, dark electro, I think is another term for it, or what is it called? Dark trap, which trap is kind of weird because it can have two meanings of what style of music you're listening to, and I think this one was the dubstep derivative. Any rate, I got back into listening to that, and I was hearing a whole bunch of stuff that sounded like wavetables and stuff like that, and I got around to thinking that I wanted to come back to this and give it a shot because while I don't think it was a simple sine or square and stuff like that, and I can prove it because when you go into here, you can kind of see what the waves are made up of, and it looks like it's like a couple of squash sine waves actually, kind of weird, and sort of let me play it to memorize it. And the sound actually is it looks like it's a low sine here, and then here is another one. So it sounds like a tri-tap bass, and so there's that too, and it could be sine waves because well there's a little bit of weirdness into it, and it could be post processing and other types of things that make it go on and do that. So that's kind of why now we what we could do is because we kind of got these single cycle waves here, we could make our own wavetable of it and replicate the bass. But if I'm going to replicate the bass, then I kind of why not redo it? Which we totally could. So in Bitwig, you have a wavetable player, Polymer, and you can click on here, go down here, and hit wavetable from whatever. And you got your low pass filter you can turn off, or your ADSR and stuff like that. Fun stuff for this one. And basically, when you click on these, you have all these what looks like indexed waves right here, the single cycle wave things that make it look like this. And then you can sit there and depending on the indexes, that you get the sound of it. And let me. Yeah, you get all kinds of cool stuff. So let me pick another one. So I was thinking, it could have been just somebody taking like say a sine wave or something. No, that's Valley. So you got any sine waves in here? Check it out. There you go. So what's cool about them is you got a couple of different things, and if we look at it like an oscillator, let's just do that. The oscilloscope. Our oscilloscope should mimic or mirror what this looks like in here, what's selected. So if you look over here, there's different kinds of up valleys and peaks on here, and then that's getting replicated in an oscilloscope, which should be almost close to what this looks like. So it could very well have been a like oscillated wavetable that has actually three triggers. 1, 2, 3 to be that tri-tap type style bass. And while this one doesn't seem to be at all anything, we have another option. Maybe if that's not it, we have the FM bass. So we got a sine wave now. And it could be a multiple instrument type thing where you'd start off with a simple sine instrument, and then over here would be kind of maybe an FM bass or something. So maybe like sine and then tap tap for the FM4 or something like that, or a frequency modulated bass. So basically, with this one is what happens is that you take the normal sine wave that looks like this for the first one, and then you mess with it by the second one or the second operator, and it becomes no longer a sine wave. So if we go back to the oscilloscope and we put all these back to their normal values. We There we go. So you have a sine wave that's coming off, so let's mess with it. You get a little couple, you get some ringing, but basically you have that too. Maybe it's just I don't know. It's common. I can go in other videos and go look it up and learn what they're doing. But realistically, this is like an exercise in trying to listen to things and trying to replicate them, which I often try to do. Well, not often, but I do try to listen. Do try to analyze, and I do try to guess the instrument. It makes it so that basically when I'm looking for a sound in my head, I can go, does it sound like what does it sound like? Does it sound like a sine wave? Does it sound like a square? Could a square make that sound? And then that way it'll help me get from whatever's in my head onto it written down or into actual music. And so it allows you to figure this stuff out. So you're not struggling with, okay, I can't get the sound out of my head and stuff like that. So you practice and you do things like this and you go, okay, so how do I actually replicate this? I hear the sound. What are the some of the common things I could do to replicate it? Maybe you're not exact, but maybe throughout the experimentation, you're actually able to replicate into something that you actually like. So we could take this and we go, okay, so this is on the this one right here, so we can go something low like that one, and then we can go over here. I think these are a bit long. So I am way off into trying to replicate the thing. So it's definitely a bar in length. So let's get ourselves back to the bar in length. And then we can go down to So not quite what we're getting there, but realistically, let's put our kick in there. Yeah, this is just a weird sound. I'm getting places, but yeah, the polymers, the odd man out. It's that one's nowhere even. Maybe we can group these two, because it sounds like it needs a drive or a compressor or something. Crunchies. Need to maybe a filter. There's a not only that, but I think the polymer and the FM4 have actually got it to sound somewhat similar. So the first one is definitely sine based, but the second part is I don't think this. No, I think maybe two different polymers. Like maybe sine sawtooth. Whoops. I think maybe they're too low. not too bad. But if it was saw wave, we would have saw it. It's definitely something. Looking through the oscillator, see you got the telltale peaks and stuff like that. So if we do the same thing on this one, let's get our oscillator. Oscilloscope. I don't know why I keep on saying oscillator. See, there's definitely some signs. Yeah, see, that's a... Oh, square. Look at that. So it's a sign that goes straight into a square. So that could be, that could very well have been like a wavetable or something right there. Just, I think, based upon that observation. Yeah, it's a sign that it goes half to... Interesting. So half square, half sine wave. Huh. So what would happen? Okay, so the way to do this, we'd have to have a wavetable editor, and get it to somewhere to be like where half of our stuff would be when it goes up, and then it gets cut off, and then down it gets cut off. Either that, or they're like modulating, maybe something like this, and then starting with the thing, and then immediately shifting to the wavetable. So, kind of. You would have to trigger it like mid, like the triggering on that would be really wild. So I think based upon the oscilloscope for what we're seeing, I do believe that we're not too far off. But that's going more into, because it's more into the um sawtooth right here, or triangle. But it's definitely a wavetable. Because nature don't give those types of rhythms. Yeah. Okay, so with that kind of knowledge, okay, I was going through Phaseplan because Phaseplan has a wavetable editor, but I was going through some of their waves, and this looks almost it, but it goes up and then it's, but it needs to go flat because it's like somewhat. Those got close. And we're going through wavetables on Faceplant, although I should probably just grab one and go. Where are the normals? No, those are not. So something like that, but we want to edit it. And bear with me while I try to remember how to recall the editor. Okay. I'm being dense. The button right here goes into the editor. We can see the editor. So what we want to do is we want to sit there and edit probably parts of this to. You know, that's close right there. But what we saw is we saw like right here being like turned into a square. So like something like that. So close to it. So something similar to this is what we saw in there. And then basically it turns between the wave and the sine wave and this ish. So something like that, right? And then if we play this, like that, let's get it to 78. There we go. That's our sine wave, or our weird wave. Not close to what we're getting. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get close, but I think the process is there. Man, this is really persnickety on trying to get it to. It does not want to go back to that wave. Close. Maybe a bit of a filter plus on that one. No, still like a thump or a tap or something. Like there's a kick in there. Maybe there's a kick, and I don't even know it. Maybe a dual kick. So maybe. Maybe it's a kick. It just sounds like a, yeah, maybe I'm going in the wrong direction. Maybe it's not a bass at all, but maybe it's like a kick like sine wave with a very quick delay or something. Maybe I'm just going down the wrong, and that is indeed a sine wave that's just been messed with. Oh my god, I think I have it. It's really close. It's really close. So here I'm sitting here thinking it's something wavetable-ish, but indeed it could be like a squarey kind of kick. Because a kick does sound, it does get the. It is the closest I've been. It sounds like a muted kick. I mean, this is, if I muted this, I'd get probably into that kick range. Yeah, it sounds a bit rolled off or something, but the highs have been rolled off a bit, but yeah. Maybe I should just start with a kick. That's weird. The difference between a kick on, especially like electronic kick or something, and a bass is actually, there's not a difference at all. It's usually just a sine wave that's been cut really short to give that sound. At least from my understanding of it, electronically, not like saying like an acoustic bass or something, or like a traditional bass actually, has a drum and, or a, physical component and stuff like that, and it's not a synthesizer. But a lot of electronic basses that they produced, um, use a sine wave, as far as I know, to replicate, like the internals of this is somewhere of a somewhat close to a sine wave. Close. I'm not gonna say it's 100%, but and then a little wave shaping is probably the way to go. Maybe not this particular type of shaper, but basically something that turns it into a square. All right. If you're following me so far, I appreciate it. I thank you very much. And I think I just replicated it. It looks like a distorted kick. And now I lost it. It is so close to it. Okay, I think we've done it. I am happy with this. If I would have gone through the probably the 20 minutes I spent to replicate it, it would not have been made a good video last time. But thankfully I came back with a vengeance and understood that. Huh? It's it's uh it's probably just distorted, filtered distorted kicks. Really awesome, really awesome. Let me know what you guys think. I that's really cool. It took a bit of playing around, but we got there. I went into an entirely different direction and thinking I should have just started with a kick. So, and in context though, if you think about it, and this is hilarious, but if we duplicate our kick here, and then we just made it, there we go, on the first one, and reset all of our things to be a normal kick. Whoops. There's still a couple bit of highs because I think I'm rolling them off. But it sounds like the sytrance thing that they got going on here, at least the sample. There's a bunch of kicks. So now we can just add some, maybe some acid bass lines or something like that. Come on, load.